Hi, this is an introduction to the beta of the Vacuum University product for Dekker Vacuums, and this is Justin Post. I'm just going to explain a little bit about what we have on the site now. It's being used as an example of the way that the content will be presented. This doesn't include any kind of design of the template or anything for the Moodle pages. This is just content loaded into what was the simplest, cleanest template that I could find. So here we have the home page, and I'm already logged in here. Uh, an LMS or an LPMS are used in order to organize course material for students and for teachers. So basically the information that is presented on any of these on the home page would be information for students and instructors to manage their courses and get what they need from the educational software. So over here on the side we have a calendar, the navigation, and then since I'm an administrator I have this administrator tab as well. A calendar can be used to define when the course will actually be beginning, or for deadlines for certain modules to be completed so that a certificate or a badge is received. So generally these kinds of products are kind of organized around a calendar of some sort, as most courses are, um, and kind of a calendar situation where things happen at certain dates. Alright, so here we have the logo that was just designed, and this would be populated with a list of the full courses. So right now the homepage doesn't list what we've discussed and what Sam has laid out right now as far as the resources for instructors and students when they first arrive on the page. Since that was just designed, that still needs to be developed. So I'll talk about that a little bit actually in a moment. But this is how it would be presented. This is a little description here, and that could contain anything. The main menu, the two products that I know that we would be using would be to find help from an expert, and that's actually a chat application. And then this is a link to Dekker's website. So those are two of the links, tools that I know that we would be using, so I've included those. Okay, so this is just listing the available courses since there's really no other material that's been developed yet. So here we have a listing of the Vacuum 101 course, and we have the logo again, and then a list of course objectives for that course. There would be subsequent courses after that, Vacuum 102, Vacuum 201, everything there, but those aren't, while the content's being developed, we haven't added them here because this is primarily an example. So when I click on the course, we go into that, and it starts immediately with the first lesson. So that's the introduction. Any of this obviously can be redesigned, and it should be. I like actually, and I'll show you in a bit on a different course that I just enrolled in as an example, to have a little bit of a left rail kind of navigation bar for tools related to other courses and things, or even some of the course content could be located in that navigation module on either side actually. But right now I just have it's just full screen. Wanted it to be as clean as possible so we could see the content there. Here we have the title. The news forum is generally used for teachers and students to communicate with each other about the course. It could also be called a discussion forum or anything like that if there's any questions that individuals have about any course material or the structure of the course, or any logistical things there. They can generally go and fill out a discussion board and communicate with each other there. So we have the objectives again. Welcome to Vacuum 101, and these are the course objectives. And then every course, as we've defined it, will be will be organized with course objectives at the beginning, and then we will have a video of a certain length to explain the content to them, as well as course materials that follow that, including these lesson resources. Could be called a library, whatever we want to call it, but we have the lesson outline, and then some supplementary information such as the Wikipedia page on vacuums, and then there is also a brochure on power plants and vacuums as well that's provided by Dekker. So here we have the video. It'll play right in the browser. They can increase the size of it so that they can view the entire thing in full screen. Now, I really like the video content here, and it's very clearly explained. David's the expert on explaining content. So once they've completed the lesson, they can either look at the lesson outline, which in this case is a PDF, and then go through and read the material again and study and get a little bit more details, kind of an in-depth look at the course material. Even kind of supplementary information that doesn't actually appear in the video can come here as well. They can also look at this other supplementary material, learn more about a vacuum from Wikipedia, what have you. But primarily what we want them to do is fill out the post-lesson assessment or the quiz. So here are the questions here, and I've actually already done this as a test, but it would give you a summary of the quiz, or possibly rules or instructions for the quiz, and then you'd be able to reattempt the quiz. So this is how this is being presented in this template. All of this could be redesigned, though. This is just an example of how the content's presented, kind of the organization of the content. So here we have, question number 1. A vacuum can be described as anything, as anytime the pressure within a vessel falls blank atmospheric pressure. So go to below. The way that this works too, the quizzes are quite flexible. You can have individual messages come up when a certain question is missed or when a certain question is gotten correct. We can, since I'm an editor, I have more options here, but we could go and fill all of these out. I'm not actually looking. I think I passed it, but I wanted to see what would happen if we didn't. So then it shows you the questions and the answers, and then you can submit. This gives you one more chance to go back and make sure the answers are correct. So yes, so it'll tell you what the correct answer was if you finished it. If you want, you can really have it do whatever you want. A lot of courses say if you get 70% or more, then you can move on to the next lesson in the course, and that's good for a certificate or a badge or whatever incentive that we would give to them. So this is the way that each instructional module would work. Presented as a video, and then they go ahead and take the post-assessment, and then depending on their score they can move on, or for Vacuum 101 we might not even want them you might not even want there to be like a threshold for continuing the course, because really adoption is going to be difficult for the public anyway, so we might just want to give them a free pass kind of for those, so they can go through the whole course. And if they get above a 70%, you can give them a certificate or a badge or something, but it's not necessarily the point. The point is kind of just to expose them to this material. So that's the way that a course would work. Obviously, you can make the videos longer. You can add multiple videos. You can add more supplementary content to kind of beef up each lesson. This is the introduction, so we're not looking at very much there. So I actually just enrolled in a course on Canvas Network, which I was talking to David, and I think is probably a good idea for all of us to do, so that we know more about this. There are hundreds of free courses on all kinds of different platforms. Now we're still using Moodle for the one that we have up right now, but really it's we're developing the design of it. The platform is not really relevant this time. I'm more comfortable with Moodle because that's the one that I've installed and started to use. And honestly, the advantages of using Canvas, we can talk about it at a later time. But I don't think that one or the other is going to have gigantic advantages. They both do the same thing. One of them looks prettier out of the box if you have somebody that knows what they're doing, which I'm coming to learn that, and I'll tell you a little bit something about some consultants in a bit. But this is a course, like I said, I think that we should all get into this and become e-learners ourselves, because then maybe we can learn what we like and what we don't like, so that we know a little bit more about what we're talking about when we say this is good and this isn't good. So basically it's the same. We have the title, you have the description of the video, and then it's just an overview of the course. So this is the introduction. So you can go, they're going to have a video about how the course is laid out and what we can do. Um, so he's actually just lecturing, so it's a live person lecturing on the video instead of an animation, which I think has advantages and disadvantages too. We could do a mixture of both of them in the higher levels, but that's kind of up to the content providers. So this is just the introduction. So go on to the next one. You have the next lesson in this series, and it goes through. It's just guided with a video. So there are resources and stuff just like we have. This is just more beefed up version of what we have. So here's where we get to the quiz portion. Again, still it's laid out exactly the same. The look and feel is different, but we can adjust that later on. Um, Sports reporting. I don't know. Okay, so that's basically how that's laid out. There's kind of a progress um, section too, just to let students know where they're at and what they're doing, and then you can see that this is laid out for the learner. So this is me, and within this class, there's announcements and modules and people that are in the course with me. These are all of my courses. These are assignments that I have to complete. I don't have any right now. You can go from my grades, my courses, my assignments, my calendar, and then look at other courses as well. So I would recommend that we all go ahead and do this and at least go through one or two lessons so that we know what we're looking for. Um, there are, there are thousands of these. There are pages and pages of e-classes. I'd actually been enrolled in one for TripAdvisor on reputation analytics for hospitality businesses, and it works very well. It's just watching a video and then going through and filling out a quiz. So, all that being said, we obviously need to design all the pages for the content to live in, and I think that we had a good start with the mock-up that David did, and then I saw that came back from Sam. The content in the one that came back from Sam wasn't correct, I don't believe, but for right now, we have this up right